The internet is in chaos, and Hollywood itself seems to be shaking after Jaguar Wright dropped revelations so explosive that they could change everything we thought we knew about Teyana Taylor and Pierre. People assumed the rumors about them were just gossip, wild speculation meant to sell clicks. But Jaguar Wright, a fearless voice known for exposing industry secrets, returned to the spotlight with a force that's impossible to ignore. She didn't just hint at drama or hint at secrets, she claimed the entire story behind Teyana and Aaron's public relationship was a carefully constructed illusion, a manipulation so deep it could ruin careers. According to Jaguar, the relationship between Teyana and Aaron was never genuine. It wasn't about love or chemistry, and neither of them were truly in control. Jaguar says the real mastermind behind it all is someone no one would suspect, a person with deep connections in music, film, and even politics. This was a deliberate operation, a mixture of manipulation, deception, and calculated strategy designed to cover a much larger, hidden agenda. Teyana, contrary to popular belief, was not the victim, and she wasn't even the architect. She was a player in a larger scheme, positioned to influence and monitor Aaron as he rose in his career. Jaguar claims that Aaron was seen as someone easy to control at first, a rising star who hadn't yet learned the full weight of Hollywood's manipulations. But when he began to ask questions and challenge the carefully scripted narratives, the entire operation began to unravel. Jaguar revealed names, dates, locations, and even private messages to support her claims. She alleges that contracts were signed under immense pressure, non-disclosure agreements were broken, and phone calls were traced. Aaron's mental collapse, according to Jaguar, wasn't due to fame or work stress, it was a direct result of an orchestrated attempt to manipulate, control, and ultimately break him. Teyana's public image, meanwhile, remained nearly untouchable, carefully maintained while Aaron's presence faded into silence. Jaguar paints a chilling picture. This wasn't just a breakup or a misaligned relationship, it was a power play, a public performance, a psychological game. Teyana had a role to play, Aaron was being groomed for a bigger system, and when he started seeing the truth, he tried to escape. Jaguar even described it as a kind of ritual. Aaron was trapped in a narrative written by unseen hands, while Teyana's actions were dictated by those controlling the situation from the shadows. The stakes were higher than love, higher than career missteps. This was about control, leverage, and influence, and it had been planned from the start. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Teyana, the multi-talented icon known for her work as a singer, dancer, actress, director, and brand ambassador, seemed to have it all: a flourishing career, a family, a flawless public image. Pierre, a British actor known for his charm and screen presence, was emerging as one of Hollywood's next big stars, moving from smaller roles to high-profile opportunities seemingly overnight. Their pairing looked like a dream match for PR purposes: two young, stylish, ambitious, and attractive people whose every public appearance seemed effortless. But Jaguar claims that every headline, every photo, every appearance was orchestrated, a carefully staged rollout designed to manipulate public perception rather than reflect reality. According to Jaguar, Teyana wasn't randomly paired with Aaron. She had pre-existing connections in music and entertainment and was already skilled at influencing public perception. Her high-profile past, including a notable marriage, positioned her as the perfect person to guide Aaron into the Hollywood system, to ensure he played the part assigned to him. Initially, the plan worked. Aaron appeared at events, was photographed with Teyana, and the public began to believe in the romance. But even at the beginning, fans noticed something off. There was no authentic chemistry, no visible emotional connection, only carefully curated appearances meant to sell a story. As Aaron's career progressed, he began noticing inconsistencies behind the scenes. He saw where money was going, who controlled his projects, and why opportunities were withdrawn at the last minute. He realized that what he thought was freedom was actually a carefully controlled narrative, and the moment he began challenging it, the manipulators reacted. Teyana, according to Jaguar, also began to feel pressure. The role she had been assigned became more burdensome, and Aaron's resistance threatened to dismantle the system around them. When Aaron tried to step away, the industry narrative shifted immediately, casting him as difficult, unstable, and unreliable, while Teyana appeared to move on effortlessly. Jaguar claims to have solid proof of this orchestration. She presented screenshots of internal emails that outlined a public integration timeline for Aaron and Teyana, dated months before they were ever seen together. The emails directed how their appearances should be staged to generate soft chemistry for the public. There were also text messages allegedly from Teyana to industry executives, expressing concern over Aaron not following the script and requesting intervention. These weren't the words of a heartbroken person, they were the words of someone playing a role in a larger, orchestrated operation. Jaguar further detailed how Aaron began to resist, withdrawing from events and distancing himself from his representation. He realized his autonomy was limited, his image, schedule, and even personal interactions were being monitored and controlled. Jaguar shared a voice note allegedly capturing Aaron expressing distress over being trapped in the industry's machinery, feeling like a product rather than a person. The breakdown, she claims, wasn't about burnout or stress, it was the psychological result of being manipulated and controlled. Meanwhile, Teyana continued her career without disruption. She launched new campaigns, directed music videos, and maintained her public image, seemingly unaffected by the chaos surrounding Aaron. Jaguar described this as a calculated sacrifice. Once Aaron stopped cooperating, he was discarded, and the public story was rewritten to make it appear that he was the unstable one. Legal agreements confirmed this. Contracts gave the power to terminate arrangements without cause if Aaron failed to adhere to the public script. Jaguar suggests that this was exactly what happened, with Aaron's removal executed in line with contractual clauses rather than personal choice or romantic fallout. Jaguar also claimed to have documentation of a broader system designed to control public narratives. This included lists of digital content flagged for deletion, posts erased from social media, and strategies to suppress Aaron's image and public appearances. Every trace of his involvement was scrubbed clean, reinforcing the narrative that he was the problem while Teyana remained untouchable. Whistleblowers and insiders allegedly provided Jaguar with communications showing how media outlets were guided to focus on Aaron's supposed instability while downplaying any other factors. The manipulation extended beyond relationships to legal control, public perception, and the erasure of evidence. Jaguar didn't stop there. She exposed patterns in Teyana's career that suggested this wasn't an isolated incident. Teyana, Jaguar claims, learned these tactics from mentors in the industry, including iconic figures like Missy Elliott. She was taught how to manage her image, control narratives, and neutralize threats without drawing public attention. Early incidents, like the suppression of performers or dancers who challenged her, demonstrated a consistent strategy of controlling the environment around her. NDAs in her orbit were used not just to protect intellectual property but to control personal interactions, emotional behavior, and even romantic narratives. This led to the revelation that Pierre had been removed from the public eye not because of personal failings but because he violated a narrative alignment clause. He refused to play the part, and as a result, he was discarded. Jaguar argues that Teyana's career has been consistently protected and insulated by a network of industry insiders, including individuals connected to powerful families and executive circles. The careful orchestration behind her public persona ensured that she never appeared vulnerable, that scandals never stuck, and that any fallout could be managed internally. The picture Jaguar paints is one of a meticulously controlled system, where relationships, career trajectories, and even emotional stability are manipulated to serve a larger agenda. Public appearances, social media activity, and media coverage are all part of a script, and individuals are expendable if they refuse to follow it. Pierre, in Jaguar's account, was a pawn in this system, and his struggle to reclaim autonomy resulted in his disappearance from the public eye. Teyana Taylor, on the other hand, benefited from her training, her connections, and her ability to maintain control, emerging from the situation seemingly unscathed. Jaguar Wright's revelations suggest that what fans witnessed was never a genuine romance, but a complex, multi-layered orchestration involving contracts, strategic appearances, media manipulation, and the silencing of dissenting voices. From emails detailing integration timelines to private texts showing concern over deviations from the script, every detail points to a premeditated operation. The collapse of Aaron Pierre's public image and his retreat from Hollywood was not accidental, it was planned. Teyana Taylor's continued success was not coincidental, it was calculated. Ultimately, Jaguar's exposé challenges everything we assume about celebrity relationships, media narratives, and the control structures within Hollywood. It raises questions about authenticity, consent, and the human cost of performing a role dictated by others. It suggests a world where careers are managed as carefully as brand campaigns, where love is secondary to leverage, and where the price of independence can be a public erasure. According to Jaguar, this story is far from over. She has hinted that more revelations are coming, more names will be exposed, and more evidence will surface. The narrative she has begun to unravel is not just about one relationship or one career, it is about a system designed to control, manipulate, and protect certain individuals while discarding those who resist. Teyana Taylor, Aaron Pierre, and the forces behind them provide a glimpse into a Hollywood that is far more calculated and ruthless than most realize, where image, perception, and obedience are everything, and where the stakes are measured in careers, mental health, and lives. This is the world Jaguar Wright has illuminated, and it forces the public to reconsider what they see, what they believe, and what might be hidden just beneath the surface of the carefully curated lives of celebrities. The story of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, as she tells it, is not a simple tale of love, breakup, or scandal, it is a case study in power, control, and survival in the entertainment industry. It is a story that blurs the lines between reality and performance, love and strategy, autonomy and manipulation, and it serves as a warning about the human cost of living in a world where appearances are everything and the truth is often the first casualty. Jaguar Wright claims that Aaron Pierre was first brought into Teyana Taylor's circle through a Netflix project that was supposed to be a major breakthrough for both of them, but it never actually got made. This project was a psychological thriller set in 1980s Louisiana. It was intended to be Aaron's big crossover moment, launching him into mainstream recognition, while for Teyana, it was meant to showcase her acting talents in a way the music world hadn't yet seen. According to Jaguar, the two were never supposed to have any kind of romantic relationship. Their involvement was strictly professional, they were meant to co-star, but something changed behind the scenes. Jaguar explains that Netflix abruptly cancelled the project after disagreements between the creatives started escalating. Aaron reportedly had clashes with producers who were not transparent about certain aspects of the production, and Teyana, according to Jaguar, sided with the studio rather than her co-star. Shortly after these conflicts, rumors about them dating began circulating, even though neither of them was intended to be a love interest on or off the screen. Jaguar claims that Aaron was expected to go along quietly with the way things were unfolding, but he refused to conform. Jaguar alleges that Teyana's supporters in Hollywood tried to turn the situation to their advantage. They wanted to integrate Aaron into Teyana's growing brand story, presenting her as a muse, an inspiration, and a queenmaker, while making it seem like Aaron's involvement was part of her narrative. But Aaron, already cautious, started noticing that his public image was being controlled without his knowledge. He discovered that emails were being sent out under his name, his outfits were being chosen for him, scripts were edited before he even saw them, and opportunities were curated not to advance his career but to keep him under scrutiny. He realized that he was being managed like a character in someone else's story rather than a person with his own ambitions. Jaguar also shared what she said was a voicemail from a Netflix assistant who had attended one of the early production meetings for the shelved project. The assistant described Aaron as rough around the edges and suggested that he might not respond well to standard coaching. One executive jokingly mentioned sending him to a Teyana program, and though it was initially thought to be a joke, the idea soon took on a more serious life. Social media quickly amplified the term, and what Jaguar calls the Teyana program became widely discussed as a method allegedly used to groom artists into controlled, brand-driven figures, essentially molding them into puppets of the industry. Jaguar framed this not as ordinary public relations but as personality architecture, a way to design public personas to serve a narrative. According to Jaguar, Netflix went as far as burying an entire film to protect this narrative. Aaron's silence, which initially seemed confusing, now made more sense in this context. Jaguar continued by explaining that after the Netflix fallout, combined with Aaron's resistance to being controlled, Teyana was instructed by her team to pivot back to music instead of continuing with acting projects. But by that time, the damage to Aaron's career had already begun. Studios started ignoring him, media outlets pushed stories suggesting burnout, and his momentum disappeared just as awards season approached. Meanwhile, Teyana was being celebrated as a visionary director, a devoted mother, and an unstoppable brand force. She seemed to have achieved everything, while Jaguar emphasized all that Aaron had lost. Jaguar then revealed a particularly chilling claim. She said there was a folder on a producer's office drive, hidden behind multiple firewalls, labeled AP dossier suppression. According to her, this folder contained emails, voice notes, media blackout contracts, and discarded footage collected during the last year of Aaron's rise. Jaguar warned that if she gained access to this drive, it would expose everything. She made it clear that this was no longer simply about Aaron and Teyana but about power, control, and who is sacrificed when the machine decides. The fallout from Jaguar Wright's revelations quickly escalated. The internet exploded, fans became divided, celebrities reacted cautiously, and insiders scrambled to manage a story that had grown too massive to contain. What had started as an expose about a rumored romantic relationship had evolved into a sweeping conspiracy, suggesting manipulation of media narratives, buried projects, and influence by elite figures. Celebrity reactions came first. Keke Palmer went live on Instagram, cryptically reminding fans that not everything seen in Hollywood is genuine. Tyrese posted a tweet implying that when powerful industry figures cannot control someone, they are erased, calling it an algorithm of silence. Even Solange, who remained silent publicly, liked a tweet agreeing with Jaguar's claims, indicating that Hollywood protects image over integrity. Other insiders, like choreographers and collaborators, shared now-deleted threads describing Aaron's rapid fall from favor, suggesting that his decline was orchestrated rather than natural. Leaked DMs further reinforced the claims. A dancer who had worked with Teyana described being fired after following Pierre's fan page, quoting Teyana as saying, "You're either with me or with them." Fans were horrified, interpreting this as cult-like behavior. Online forums and fan investigations began combing through old interviews and appearances, discovering moments that seemed to hint at deeper manipulation. For instance, a pause during a red carpet interview with Teyana when asked about Aaron was now interpreted as evasive, perhaps signaling something darker happening behind the scenes. As the story spread, other artists connected to Teyana began silencing themselves. Social media accounts were locked, tribute videos deleted, and content removed from TikTok and Instagram. The purge of online presence became noticeable, with fans suspecting intentional erasure to hide the truth. Meanwhile, media outlets remained unusually quiet, issuing no coverage or official reports despite the growing online frenzy. Jaguar herself highlighted this silence, suggesting it was a coordinated effort to suppress information and protect powerful figures. However, fans refused to back down. TikTok trends emerged using clips of Aaron from past interviews and projects, overlaying commentary about industry manipulation and struggles faced by Black men in Hollywood. YouTube creators released deep dives analyzing whether Aaron had been sacrificed as part of a controlled narrative. Fan-made documentaries went viral, attracting hundreds of thousands of views within hours. What had begun as gossip transformed into a serious public reckoning, forcing scrutiny of Hollywood's hidden mechanisms. Jaguar continued to drop bombshells, sharing details from a former personal assistant named Sasha. Sasha's testimony described a Paris trip meant to finalize Aaron's compliance with the public image the team had designed for him. This trip included private dinners, exclusive gatherings, and events where elite figures monitored and influenced him. Sasha claimed that the climax occurred at a centuries-old estate during a private event. Teyana was the centerpiece, but Aaron refused to comply. Jaguar revealed that during the event, Teyana accused him of ruining the plan, using the term sacrifice to describe what she expected from him. Aaron left that night and never returned, with a coordinated narrative of burnout and creative differences immediately published to explain his disappearance. Sasha explained that after the Paris trip, Teyana's demeanor changed. She became calm, cold, and strategic, moving forward with new projects while Aaron experienced a blackout from the industry. Jaguar emphasized that documents she saw even referenced Aaron as closed narrative, effectively erasing him from professional records and history. Jaguar called the events a ritual transaction dressed as PR, describing it as far more serious than a simple breakup or career fallout. The impact of Jaguar's revelations rippled further. Brands and collaborators began quietly removing Teyana from campaigns and partnerships. Revlon and Adidas scrubbed content featuring her, fashion PR agencies removed her from portfolios, and episodes or projects slated for public release were suddenly archived or cancelled. Jaguar framed this as part of a coordinated media suppression campaign, signaling a realignment behind the scenes to protect a powerful narrative while controlling perception. Jaguar revealed she received multiple direct messages from people who had worked with Teyana, all describing behavior that differed from her public persona. She presented a blurred list of names with notes about blackballing, indicating a systemic approach to silencing or punishing those who didn't conform. Jaguar warned that attempts to suppress her reporting would only expose more victims and bring their testimonies to light. As the online frenzy continued, Aaron's story resurfaced, reframed not as a romantic rumor but as a cautionary tale about manipulation in Hollywood. TikTok creators stitched together his past interviews, highlighting his struggles and resistance to being molded. Jaguar teased that the Paris trip was not the end of the story but a beginning, and that additional witnesses and evidence would follow. A leaked email later revealed unedited footage from the Paris estate, showing Aaron and Teyana during the private event. Jaguar confirmed the footage matched Sasha's description, depicting what appeared to be a ritual-like performance with Aaron as a passive participant and Teyana as the central figure. While Jaguar withheld full clips due to safety concerns, the partial footage alone reinforced her claims of deliberate and orchestrated manipulation. Jaguar also connected these events to Teyana's recent campaigns, identifying repeated symbols, motifs, and language that, according to experts, referenced occult or elite practices, suggesting a continuity of strategy across her public projects. Fans compared footage from Paris with imagery in her fashion campaigns, noting eerie similarities and interpreting them as deliberate signaling. Finally, Jaguar revealed knowledge of a new young artist being groomed for entry into Teyana's world, a male performer already receiving the same styling and attention Aaron once had, hinting that the cycle was ongoing. The narrative concluded with the implication that this system is continuous, feeding on silence, obedience, and compliance. Jaguar left her audience with a chilling thought: if Aaron was part of Session B, who would be next, and would they also face erasure if they resisted? The story ended with a single word: resurrected, leaving viewers in suspense. Jaguar's Exposed portrays a Hollywood underworld of control, deception, and hidden power dynamics, where rising stars are groomed, manipulated, and sometimes erased, all to maintain an image-driven machine that prioritizes brand over people, control over integrity, and spectacle over truth. It's a tale of manipulation and industry secrets that has captivated fans, terrified insiders, and forced a re-examination of who truly holds power behind the curtain.